Hello and welcome everyone to the summary of turn 12 of my solo playthrough of the Memoir 44 double breakthrough map scenario called Force versus Finesse, which is a scenario I designed myself, but obviously I'm in the playtesting stages. The victory conditions are, they're actually a bit more complicated than that, but reaching 24 points will also do the trick, so the Germans are only 2 points away from victory. The Russians did briefly, I believe, take a city hex or something like that, but they lost it again. So they're at 17. Now, so which cards were played on the right board? The Germans played a Recon 1 card, and there is a scenario special rule that they can choose to play it as an air power card or as an artillery bombard card, but since they only have one artillery unit on this particular map left, they actually chose to play it as a Recon 1 card, because that if you play it normally as written, you get to pick two cards and keep the best one. And since they were so close to victory, I thought that might be the better option, because at the time, now there would be better targets perhaps, but at the time there weren't that many targets to them available to them. Even though they might have chosen an air attack against this particular unit, it would have, in hindsight, it would have brought them really close to victory. Yeah, so what did they do? Well, they actually attacked, with the Recon 1 card, this unit attacked a KV-1 that was there and actually managed to destroy it. This unit came from the other board. Had the attack failed, they would have been able to hit it again, and by surrounding it, flags rolled on the initial roll would also count as potential hits, so the chances of actually destroying the KV would have been bigger, but as it turned out, it wasn't actually necessary because this unit already did the trick. On the reinforcement roll, they only got one flag, so that's what you see here. The Russians played this card, 3 units in the center and 1 on the move. They moved up the artillery unit. They attacked with the KV here and attacked the 88s, which were a lot closer, but actually 3 flags were rolled, so the 88 is completely back on the German baseline at the moment. The armored, I should say, supported armor unit moved into the town. Now note that it's actually safer to have a KV there because using Tiger rules, it means that flags on the initial roll are actually ignored. At least that's my understanding of it. I couldn't find anything about it in the frequently asked questions, and I've scoured the internet, and well, that is something that was already obvious to me, that if you rolled a flag against a unit that cannot retreat, such as the one that used to be over here, then it's a potential hit, and it's taken into account for the reroll. Now I'm not sure what happens to flags on the initial roll, so I just, it wasn't a hit, so I just ignored it altogether. But it is actually a very good defensive position to have a KV in, playing the way I did, and I'm hoping it's correct, because it ignores flags, so it will stay in the village if it's not actually destroyed, and you need to re-roll. So it's a very tough nut to crack, and since the village hexes or town hexes actually grant medals as well, even a potential sudden death should the Germans control Lutsk, Brody, and Dubno at the same time. So I am taking a bit of a chance here, moving the KV out, but yeah, the Russians need to take some chances to score some medals themselves, even though it will probably prove to be impossible to catch up. They moved this one because of the ground reinforcement roll, which was also a flag. They got a special infantry unit, in this case an anti-tank unit, and they also moved up this T-34 unit, an elite tank unit. On the other board, the Germans played, what did the Germans play? I think it was, three units attacking on what for the Germans is the left side of the board. The artillery here actually managed to make the artillery withdraw from the village, but the tank had already attacked. Perhaps I should have Should have done that in the reverse order. So first attack with the tanks, but then again with the artillery. Sorry, but then again, of course, the tank wouldn't have been able to attack it in the first place, and it had already moved, if I remember correctly. But I could have done that differently somehow. So had the artillery hit, and that is the German artillery forcing the Russian artillery to move out. I could have. Well, no, of course not, because you move before you actually fire. So just disregard this comment. Yeah, so that is something they achieved. The Russians played their finest hour. They rolled 3 infantry, so this one moved up, and I believe it actually destroyed 2 tanks, rolling 4 dice. Well, this unit, it did move out of the town hex, but it wasn't in range to attack anything. This unit also moved up, hoping to retake Brody from the Germans, who are currently in possession of the town. So again, the Russian medal means that it's available to the Russians, but that at the moment it's actually controlled by the Germans, because they were the last to occupy it. And they rolled as many as 5 flags on the ground reinforcement roll. So a couple of tanks here moved up, the infantry moved up here, the artillery moved back into the town, and the supported infantry also moved closer to the front lines. So that about sums it up. And as I said, the Germans are very, very close to victory now. So who knows, maybe turn 13 will actually result in that German victory. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.